Hello, hello, and thank you all for coming back to Life Bringing Doula. Today is a little bit chilly, and yes, in Mississippi it can get chilly and even cold. It's in like the 20s today, so I'm wrapped up in my blankie, but still gonna come to you with my newest blog of being a doula but not a mom. So when I first started my training, I was very excited to tell people what I was doing, and tell people that I was doing something. I didn't feel lazy anymore because I could say, oh yes, I do have a job. Oh yes, I'm in training. This is what I'm doing, instead of just stay at home all day. Like, I had something that I was doing. However, I was met with many doubts and questions of my ability to be a doula. I was asked how it's possible for me to be a doula if I wasn't yet a mom, if I hadn't yet gone through childbirth. I had someone straight up scoff at me, just kind of go like, okay, good luck getting any clients then, since I hadn't gone through labor myself. And that really discouraged me. And I understood a point of where she was coming from, because she wouldn't have chosen to hire me. However, there probably was a better way to say it. But she brought up a good point of, I need to explain why I can be a doula even though I haven't gone through labor myself yet. But before I came to that conclusion, I did let that question and everyone else's that said it in a little bit nicer of a way, I let them become my doubts. Were they right? Was I going to be able to be a doula? Would I be good at my job? Would I be able to help my clients if I had never personally experienced what they did? The short answer, yes. Now for the longer answer. So there are many kinds of specialists out there for specialty doctors. There's cardiologists, there's endocrinologists, there's pediatrics, there's you name it. I can't think of all of them because I'm not one. But when you go to the doctor, do you look for a doctor in the field that you need help in, or do you look for a person who has the same issue as you? So if you're diabetic, do you search out other diabetics to be your endocrinologist and to give you advice? Or do you go to an endocrinologist even if that endocrinologist doesn't have diabetes? Personally, I go to an endocrinologist that doesn't have diabetes because they are properly trained to help you. It's without a doubt that you would go to a cardiologist who has been properly trained and not someone who's just had open heart surgery. It is nice to have friends that have gone through the same issues. If you're diabetic, it's nice to have diabetic friends. If you've gone through open heart surgery, I'm sure it's nice to have friends of others who have gone through that so that you can sympathize with each other. But there's a difference between going to them to sympathize with each other and have someone that understands you versus going to them for medical advice or professional advice. Like I said, you still have them as your friends, but they don't need to be your doctor. So like an endocrinologist who doesn't have diabetes or doesn't have a thyroid issue does not stop people from seeking their care. Having a doctor who can sympathize with you, yes, it could be nice to have an endocrinologist who has a thyroid issue or has diabetes, but it's not necessary because their training is what makes them a good endocrinologist or a good cardiologist or a good pediatrician. It's not their life experiences. Another example is more close to home in the field that I actually do work in is many women do choose to go to male OBGYNs and trust that even though they don't have the same issues or even the same body parts as them, that they have been properly trained and still know what they are talking about. Yes, there are some women that prefer to be seen by a female, but in my experience, most of those women, it's because they don't want to be that intimate with a man who isn't their husband or their partner, not necessarily because that guy just doesn't understand. So there is still trust in male OBGYNs, even though they could never get pregnant. They can never understand what a woman is going through, but they're still very respected in their profession because they have been trained to do what they do. Regardless of their gender, all OBGYNs are trained the same. Females are able to relate more with their patient and even more with patients that have actually gone through the same issues, because OBGYNs do obviously more than just childbirth. So there could be some labor and delivery nurses also that have never gone through childbirth. So there are people in every single field that work in a field that they can't relate to, but because they've been properly trained, they're still good at their job. So having the same ailment or enduring the same pain can help a doctor relate to their patient, but it's not necessary for a medical practice or to be good at their job. We go to doctors who study their specialty and trust that they know that what they're talking about because of their studies. Why would then I be any different as a doula? I have not gone through labor yet, but I have been trained the same as all other doulas, and I have studied for my certification just as everyone else has. And actually, I do have certifications for birth doula from 2 different organizations. So I've done my training twice now, and I've only been certified for less than a year. So I am fully trained and fully capable of doing my job because I have been trained and I have been certified by 2 different organizations that deem me appropriate to be a doula. But the best part of everything of all of this, is that if you aren't comfortable with me being your doula because I haven't experienced childbirth myself yet, then that's okay. There's no problem with that. You don't need to hire me as your doula then. And I can respect your decision, and it's okay. There's no need for you to hire me just to hire me. That's the point of, there are some doulas that may have kids that you wouldn't want to hire either. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm bad at my job or that they're good at their job just because I haven't gone through childbirth yet and they have. So that is just my opinion on that. Some of you may disagree, and if you do disagree, why? Let me know your thoughts. I'm open to a kind, thoughtful discussion on this. I have had people message me in the past about something they disagreed on, and it was a good conversation. I mean, they told me their opinion, I disagreed with them, and they disagreed with me, and that's okay, because this is an opinion piece. We're all allowed to have opinions. I'm open to hearing why you agree or disagree, and what your thoughts are. So I thank you for your support, continued support, new support in my business and endeavors, and I can't wait to share more with you. But speaking of sharing, I have some discounts that I would like to share and some deals for pregnant women. So if you go on my website under the resources tab, I have a mommy care kit listed, which has several different items, such as a TENS unit, which can be very helpful during contractions. They have a belly band support to help your back, electric breast pumps, compression socks, plasma flow, which can help with blood circulation and swelling, and a postpartum binder. And if you apply, it will all be through your insurance, and it is covered by most insurances. So you can apply to see if you qualify, and they'll reach out to you about that. But that should be either free or very cheap for you if your insurance does cover it. So that's something that is very beneficial to some of my past clients and friends. So that's something that I would check out if I were you, if pregnant or recently postpartum. Also have a discount for Mother Love Organics, which has prenatal, nursing, and baby items, all organic, naturally made, no harsh chemicals in them, anything like that. So if you go via my link, you can just click on the Mother Love Organics link and it will automatically apply the discount. Or you can go to Mother Love Organics and use the code LifebringingDoula15 for 15% off your order. There's also Charlie Banana that is on the website. If you click on that link, it's 24% off right now for the start of 2024. And those are all reusable diapers. And once again, that link is in the resources page. So thank you all for coming and listening to my newest blog. If you would like a free consultation, have any questions whatsoever, or just have something to say, feel free to reach out to me by my contacts page, email, text, phone call, anyway. But I look forward to where we will go together, and thank you for your continued support.